Morning, children. So let's revise the topic, that is disaster management, for your third and fourth unit test. Okay. So here, what is meant by the disaster? Disaster means it's a natural calamity. Okay. So we have to learn about disaster management, how to do so. Natural calamity, that happens naturally, like earthquakes happens naturally, famine causes, then drought. So these are the some natural calamities. So that how to manage here. So this happens suddenly and huge destruction occurs due to human life, animals life, and property, plants life also. And people have to face the various problems in case of disaster, in case of any disaster. Okay, so we should know how to manage. By the government also help the people for the management. People also want the help from the government. So that is that we have to discuss in this lesson. So let's take one by one. Every day we heard in the newspaper or TV, television about the disaster. Okay, somewhere happens, the flood occurs, drought occurs, volcano eruptions occurs, earthquake occurs, cyclone, thunderstorm. So these are some natural disasters that causes, that disaster causes the huge destruction and that disturb the whole life. So let's discuss. We have studied two types of disaster, namely, one is the man-made and natural disaster. Okay, so into which category do the disasters show in the? So some natural disasters like famine, drought, then earthquakes, volcanoes, thunderstorm, lightning. These are some natural disasters. Or some are the man-made disaster that creates by the intervention of the human being occurs. We can prevent certain disaster while it is necessary to take precautions in the case of some other disaster. Natural and man-made disasters are related to each other. So natural disasters such as famine, lightning strikes, cloudburst, storms, etc. occur due to changes in the weather. There is the possibility of damage to property in such natural calamities. So he is the to be held responsible for that. We don't know who is responsible for natural disasters. So we can, what can we do to deal with these losses? So famine, consider a famine. Famine means it is the condition that arises due to a long term and severe scarcity of food, grain and water is called famine. Okay, the condition that arises due to long term and severe scarcity of food, grains and water is called famine. Famines can be very severe. Okay, it is a very dangerous, मीन्स इसमें लोगों को खाना मिलता नहीं, पानी नहीं मिलता पीने के लिए. Although the main cause of famine is natural phenomenon, so yet a famine condition is created by some human activities besides some natural events. So sometimes human activities are also responsible for famines. Sometimes it is natural. So see here, some are the few important causes of famine. So one is the drought. Sometimes drought means no rain occurs for a long period of time in particular area, that causes the situation like a drought. Then heavy rains and floods, crop getting washed away or damaged in the flood. Then environmental changes occur such as temperature change, storm, cold waves or fog, damage of crops by animals like mice and rats, attack of pest, locusts or diseases of crops, a natural calamity like earthquake, etc. are some of the causes of famine. Of these, drought is the main cause. Man-made causes of famine include war, internal unrest, absence of transport routes, uncontrolled population growth, etc. Okay, so there are the records of loss of life caused by severe famines in various parts of the world. Asia has turned out to be the most famine affected continent of the world. In Asia, it's the largest continent. So majority of famine occurred in drought prone and flood affected regions. So where the loss of property occurs, loss of food grains occurs, their animals also lost their life due to famine conditions. So India hits a big famine. Then among the most direful famines that have occurred in the world are the famines that affected in India and China. You know, India's population, also China's population is very high as compared to other countries. So there the people does not get the food to eat. So the people have to face various problems. So a question arises now, are we responsible for famine? So in water shortage is increasing as the balance between rainfall and population is disturbed. So you know the India's population is day by day is increasing. It affects on the food and water. Okay, lots of people required lots of water, lots of food required, lots of people required lots of food to eat every day. So people have to face these problems due to increasing population. Rainfall is also unpredictable. Sometimes more rainfall occurs, sometimes no rainfall occurs. That situation causes floods and drought. It affects on the production of the food grains. Then, though there has been a very high rise in production of food grains as a result of the Green Revolution. In the Green Revolution, the balance of environment has been lost due to use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and weedicides. So chemical fertilizers, they lost the food quality. Okay, quantity अच्छी मिल जाती है, but food quality, their taste is also lost. By using pesticides and weedicides, it affects on the environment also. Unlimited lifting of water, erosion of land, misuse of water that are responsible. You know, in the past, famines are not a new phenomenon. The problems of drinking water, food and fodder for animals date back to historic times. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj implemented many schemes to overcome the famine of their time. So their water supply and water storage schemes are ideal even in today's circumstances. Okay, in olden days. You too can make schemes like these to face the future crisis and disaster, which will be of use not only in your own life in the future, but also for society at large. So Malik Ambar implemented a canal scheme for drinking water in Aurangabad. It exists even today. Collect more information about it. Okay, you have to collect more information about that. Then what can we do to ease the severity of famine? So it's a question. So plan uses of water and reuse of water. You should have, you know, the water is very precious. We should have to use it very carefully. Don't waste the water. Okay, plan uses of water and reuse of water. Then proper planning of water, conservation and harvesting at local levels. So rooftop rainwater harvesting, we should use the scheme. Then roadside rainwater harvesting is the best way to conserve water. Then large scale plantation of trees and prevention of deforestation. We know the plants are helpful for rainy. Okay, so if we plant more and more trees, so it gives a good impact on that. So plant roots that hold the water, it helps you increase the groundwater level. Making appropriate changes in plants, taking into account the weather forecast. So this is also one of the method. Large scale tea plantation, no famine, no land erosion. So land erosion also occurs due to flood condition. If we grow more and more plants, so plant roots that helps soil erosion, so that prevents the soil erosion. Okay, this is about the famine. Another is the cloud burst. Disaster is the cloud burst. Cloud burst means a cloud burst occurred at sometimes the water coming down from the rain clouds does not reach the land in the form of rain. Instead, due to very high temperature near the land, it vaporizes and goes back into the same cloud. As a result, the amount of vapor in those clouds become very high. Due to rapid condensation, it rains suddenly, okay, over a specific and a small region at a rate of 100 mm per hour or more. So this is known as cloud burst. Then, you know the example of cloud burst. So in Leh Ladakh, a cloud burst occurred on the 6th of August 2010. The cloud burst that occurred in Mumbai on 26th of August 2005 was extraordinary and unforgettable. On that day, it rained about 950 mm, that is 37 inches, okay, in 8 to 10 hours. And the entire city of Mumbai was waterlogged and flooded. So very dangerous situation occurred that time in Mumbai. So we have already learned about floods and effects of floods. Collect more information about flood. So Government of India established the National Flood Commission in 1976. This commission has made special efforts towards the control of flood. A plan regarding flood control is kept ready from national level of village to village level. So large scale damage of property and loss of property and life can avoided because of this plan. So collect more information about this plan. So which plan? India National Flood Commission plan. Okay. So how to prevent? We can prevent flood situation by protective measures in view of flood. So construction of small dams in mountainous regions. Okay, so you can construct a small dams on that area. Means जो पानी है हम लोग उसको स्टोर कर सके, प्रिवेंट कर सके फ्लड से. Construction of percolation tanks also you can do. Then making river beds flat. River beds होते हैं उसको flat बना के आप पानी को रोक सकते हो एक जगह पे. Then cultivation of new forest, so planting more and more trees, plants also trees. Then connecting rivers, okay, हम लोग एक एक river को connect करके we can prevent the flood situation. Okay, river connect करेंगे तो वो पानी कहाँ river से ही बह के एक river से दूसरे river में जहाँ जरूरत है वहां हम लोग वो पानी का यूज कर सकते हैं. Okay, so this is about the protective measures in view of flood. Okay, then another is the lightning. Lightning is also another natural disaster. So you have learnt about the generation of electric charge and lightning strikes in the lesson of static electricity. कैसे electricity develop होती है, कैसे lightning होती है, कैसे electric charge develop होता है वहाँ पे positive and negative. So in this lesson we shall learn something more about lightning and measures for protecting from it. Okay, lightning strikes in open ground maximum times occurs. The world mortality rate due to the lightning is low. However, survivors of lightning strikes suffer long-term effects. Immediate treatment of lightning affected persons can save their life. A study of places struck with lightning show that it happens more on the open ground than under a tree or near the water. Mishaps have occurred most often when a person is at the high place or near a tall object. Okay. Lightning temperature more intense than the sun. It's a wonderful thing to know. Lightning temperature more intense than the sun. Not all lightning strikes the ground. In fact, about 95% of the lightning flashes are limited to the sky. है ना, सारी बिजलियां की ground को struck नहीं करती. So only 5% of lightning reaches the ground. Okay. So lightning can be generated within a one cloud, between two clouds, or between a cloud and the ground also. Okay, कैसे होता है? So about 40 lightning flashes occur per second in atmosphere. The temperature generated by lightning is higher than that of the sun. Okay. Due to this high temperature, the air under high pressure expands suddenly and a loud crashing sound we heard. So precautions we should have to take in case of lightning and during a thunderstorm. Do not stand on open ground or below a tree. Do not go to a high location or climb a tree. Do not stand near the electric pole, telephone pole and towers. They attract the lightning. So do not lean on wired fences around a farm or a compound or a garden or a house. If you are on a two-wheeler or a bicycle, a tractor or a boat, get off immediately and go to the safe place. Do not gather all together in one place. Take care to keep distance of 15 feet between any two persons. Do not use plugged in electrical appliances. Do not use a mobile or telephone. So stand on a dry wood or a plastic sheet, sack or jute cloth or dry leaves because they are bad conductors. Swimmers or fishermen should immediately come out of the water. Then, keeping your feet together, support yourself on the soles of your feet, placing your hand on your knees and crouch low. So these precautions you should take in case of thunderstorm. Okay, children. So here we finish about thunderstorm, lightning and famine disaster. In our next video, we will continue with volcano, tsunami, destructive effects of tsunami. It is also very dangerous. Okay. And precautionary measures. So bye everyone. Next video we will continue with same topic.